Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys figure review. Now today I'm super excited to be taking a look at a very old figure, this being of course the T-800 based off the tech noir scene in Terminator 1. This indeed is a really special piece, and one that I said is quite a lot older. Now if you are looking to pick up older collectibles such as this tech noir Terminator, you can either look for them locally like I did, contact some of the people on the Facebook groups and manage to find one. eBay of course is a good option, or Philip Liu from toyswonderland.com. The link for that is down in the description below. Send him a message on Facebook or Instagram asking him to find something for you, and more than likely he'll be able to do that because stuff that's sold out in the Western markets is actually pretty readily available over in Hong Kong. So as I said, send him a message and see if he can help you out. Either way, what we're going to do now is get all of the T-800's accessories out here and take a look at everything he comes with. And here we have all of the Tech Noir T-800's accessories. Now, as you can see, for a figure that was released back in the day, I'm actually really impressed with how much he did come with. There are some pieces in here that I didn't expect to see at all, and I am blown away. Either way, let's get started with the display base. A very basic display base, the Terminator T-800, just one of those old school oval ones, which I really do appreciate. They're very basic, don't get me wrong, but they are also very small, so you can fit a hell of a lot of these in your display. I actually wish they would include these nowadays in addition to the ones that they're including, like the hexagonal ones with the Avengers figures. Now let's take a look at the alternate head sculpt. This one here is meant to replicate when he walked through the fire and his hair was singed off, his eyebrows were singed off, and obviously you can see his eye is damaged as well. The blood effect is actually really nice. The likeness, in my opinion, is stronger on this head sculpt than the main one. I don't know if that's because of the hair, and this is how we're used to seeing him in the later Terminator films with the more spiky hair, but still, this looks really good. And his eye is off to the side as well. Very creepy look to this head sculpt, but I absolutely love it. Now let's take a look at this piece here. This piece is a little bit gory. As you can see, it's from the scene when he was working on his arm here, and you can see he's sort of moving his fingers. That would have shown the internal mechanisms working. There's blood on the hand, there's blood on this piece here. Really nice level of detail and wear and tear on the inside there with the blood showing. I love the way this looks. It's very gory, don't get me wrong, and this is usually not my type of thing, but I'm very impressed with what they've managed to do here. Now, to go along with that piece, he does come with all of the little tools, scalpels, little scissors, and these little sort of wrench ply tool. I don't even know what they call those things, but they are all made out of metal. Something nowadays that Hot Toys wouldn't do. This stuff being made out of die cast, very darn impressive. You can feel the weight, and I love it. Now let's take a look at some of his firearms. This is of course his pistol. It's a really long sort of barrel here, and then does have the sight on the top. This was his little laser sight, and then of course you can remove the magazine as well with a bullet in the top, just like we get from modern Hot Toys figures. And of course the slide does go back. Very impressed with the silver pistol, and he also does come with his Uzi style weapon, which is painted in a really nice sort of black with a very light sort of wash over the top that gives it a bit of a metallic look, and it does have a leather strap on the back as well. Can you remove the magazine? Yes, you can, just like any other Hot Toys gun. Very impressed with this piece right here. I'm probably going to end up displaying mine with that. Now, he also does come with his shotgun with, of course, a real working action. It's not made out of wood and die cast, unfortunately, like the Enter Bay quarter scale figures. However, it is painted quite nicely. It does look like a little bit of a metallic piece, and it does have the wood grain at least sculpted into the back there. Very impressed with the shotgun as well. Now, the final bits, of course, are the hands. As you can see, it's got that sort of punker, sort of tech noir look about it, because, of course, that's the scene it was based on. And as you can see, he's wearing the gloves with a nice level of like sort of weathering over the top, so it does look like a leather piece, and it does have these studs on the back as well to match the rest of his outfit. Either way, that's pretty much it for the accessories. What we're going to do now is get the T-800 himself out here and take a closer look. And here we have the tech noir scene T-800 himself, and let me just say, for an older piece, I'm absolutely blown away. This guy looks fantastic. I know the head sculpt is a little bit dated, and don't worry, we'll punch in just a second and take a much closer look at the sculpt itself, but as an overall package, this really does evoke the look of Arnie as the T-800. He's big, he's bulky, he has that sort of funny 80s style haircut that he had in the film, he's got all the weapons. The outfit looked really well tailored, especially for back in the day, with real die-cast parts such as the chain and the little bits and pieces all over the back of the jacket. This guy is a really impressive package, especially when you take a step back and take a look at the thing as a whole. It really does, as I said, evoke the look of Arnie from the film, especially from that iconic scene in the Tech Noir bar. This guy looks absolutely fantastic. Either way, what we're going to do now is punch in and take a closer look at that head sculpt. And here we have the T-800 himself, and let me just say, this head sculpt might not be the strongest likeness for nowadays, but for back in the day, I'm pretty sure this was absolutely impressive. It still is to this day. However, I do think the DX10 and what we've seen from some of the later releases are just a little bit stronger. Either way, as you can see, the hairstyle is a very 80s sort of look with that sort of coiffed, sort of styled hair, and the jacket is also a very punk rock style 80s jacket. These pieces are all made out of metal, which is very, very impressive. As you can see though, mine has lost 2 here out of this sleeve piece. Unfortunate, but it's an older figure, so I can definitely forgive it. And as you can see, he does have this chain around here as well. It's meant to just drape around his arm. Now, the body that they're using is actually really, really big and bulky, which is fitting for, of course, Arnie in T1. He was really big and bulky. As you can see, he does have these sort of, I don't even know what you call this, sort of 80s style punk rocker shirt under there as well. It's more of a vest, actually. You can see his arms under there, but again, accurate to the movie, and I absolutely love it. Panning the camera down to give you a closer look at the rest of the outfit. As you can see, pretty straightforward style pants, just military style cargo pants with the pockets up there. A bit of a sort of mustardy green color, leaning more towards green than mustard, but I'm still pretty impressed with the color accuracy of the pants. They look pretty much like this in the movie. And when I get the T-800 battle damage version from T1, I will compare this as well. Now, as you can see, the boots, just regular leather style boot. They are made out of plastic though, so no ankle articulation. That is a bit of a bummer, but I guess it was from back in the day, so I can forgive Hot Toys for that. They also include a display base, which makes him pretty straightforward to get standing. As you can see, he does come with this piece on the left boot, like a studded little piece. More of a punk style piece. Do think it's accurate, of course, to the 80s and the film. Interesting that it's a floating piece and not fixed to the boot, but still, I do appreciate them including it, and a nice level of paint wear over the leather boots as well. They do look like distressed leather. Either way, that's pretty much it. What we're going to do now is get the DX10 out here and do a quick side-by-side comparison. Now, bringing out the DX10 for a quick side-by-side comparison. As you can see, there are a lot of differences between these two figures. I'm pretty sure the underlying body is completely different. There's a lot of bulk in the T2 figure, but in a lot of different places. The legs are a bit thicker, the shoulders are a little bit less broad, but more sloping. The neck looks a little bit bigger and a little bit less defined at the same time. So there are quite a few differences between the two, which I really do appreciate. No point, in my opinion, owning 2 of the exact same figure, so I really do like differences between the two. And of course, the head sculpt, you can see the T2 DX10 looks a little bit better, a little bit closer to Arnold in my opinion, although the T1 figure I still think looks pretty darn good. Just wrapping up on the Terminator 1 T-800 figure, this of course being the Tech Noir version. Now, I'm sure to nobody's surprise, I'm, of course, blown away with how good this figure was, especially for back in the day. In my opinion, this is basically a DX release. 2 head sculpts, an interchangeable arm, a bunch of accessories, a bunch of weapons, real die-cast bits and pieces on the outfit. I love this piece. This is totally awesome. This is pure 80s goodness, and I love it. This is exactly what I wanted out of a Tech Noir Arnie figure. Now, I am hoping that that battle damage version blows me away as much as this guy has, because I cannot wait to add them both to the collection, standing, of course, side by side. That is going to be totally awesome. And look out for the review on that coming very soon. Either way, if you do want to pick up this figure, why not hit up Philip Liu from Toys Wonderland, and the link for that is down in the description below. Tell him what you're after, send him a message on Facebook or Instagram, and hopefully he'll be able to find it for you, because in Hong Kong, figures are actually a little bit more easy to come by, so stuff that's been sold out for quite some time, such as this, or older pieces like the DX11, are actually pretty easy to find over in Hong Kong. Send him a message, and he can definitely let you know whether or not he can get it for you. While you're down there, also check out the link for Six Skull Network, the brand new awesome Facebook group. Come along, chat figures, share photos of your collection, and overall have a good time. Also participate in giveaways, with one going on right now for the Diecast Mark 7. Also check out the link down there for Justin and Steph, our brand new second channel for behind the scenes videos, vlogs, videos in our adventures, collection tours, toy hunts, and a hell of a lot more. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.